Dear students, today I will take the basic parts of mechanics, basic definitions of mechanics. Then you will understand the certain concepts of physics also with an examples. Already I told you in previous class that mechanics is the branch of physics which deals with the bodies in motion. Mechanics is branch of physics which deals with bodies in motion. The motion of the body if the straight line, motion of the body if the straight line, it is called first dimensional or one dimensional motion. If it is straight line, it is one dimensional motion. If the body is in plane, moving in a plane, it is two dimensional motion. If the body is moving in three dimension, means in space, it is called three dimensional motion. I have given you example also that one dimensional motion means that motion which moves in a body moves here, object moves in a straight line path. Example here is the object like stone thrown in the air and comes back. So that is the one dimensional case. Now two dimensional means here the body moves in xy plane. If you throw the same stone in the horizontal path, then what happens? It will go in the xy plane and falls, reach the surface of the earth. So that is called two-dimensional motion. And the objects that are there in the space, moving in the space, like birds flying in the space, that is three-dimensional motion. So therefore, mechanics deals with all these types of motion. Also, we know that it may be linear, sometimes it is called linear motion, or rotational motion. Now linear motion means again a body moving along a straight line path is a linear motion. Now rotational motion means a body like wheel of rotation of wheel in the motion. So that is rotational motion. Means it is moving along the circular path. Here the straight line path. Here the straight line path is circular path. So therefore now we can say that the wheel of vehicle in motion is rotational motion. So like this we have to study here types of motion, and when we know these types of motion, then you should know certain basic concepts of mechanics. So in the previous class, some of them I had covered, like what is displacement, it is the change of position of the body from one point to another point, or particle from one point to another point. This is displacement, change of position. And same change of position without any direction, it is called distance, or it is a scalar quantity, it is a vector quantity, and as it is a distance, it is length, covered, distance covered is measured in meter. Unit is meter. Similarly, if the rate of change of displacement takes place, means suppose that the change of displacement with time, ratio of both, is called as velocity, and unit here is meter per second or meter per second, like this you can write. And the rate of change of velocity is acceleration. Rate of change of velocity is acceleration, and that I can write A. Here we can write formula as S upon T. Here we can write formula as V minus U divided by T. Change in velocity with time. Ratio of change in velocity and time. Now it is unit is meter per second square. Meter per second square. So like this, here the velocity, suppose velocity is said to be uniform if the body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. So that is called uniform velocity. Similarly, if the change in the body or change in velocity of the body is same in the equal interval of time, that is called uniform acceleration. So that these are the terms you must, basic terms you must understand. Okay, and then if acceleration is positive, it is called positive acceleration. If V is greater than U, A is positive. It's called positive acceleration. If V is smaller than U, A is negative. It is called negative acceleration. Okay, it may be positive, A may be positive, A may be negative. Suppose the train is approaching the platform. Train is in motion approaching the platform. What happens? Here its final velocity is decreasing. So that means V is smaller than U, initial velocity. So it is negative. If train is moving away from the platform, then initial velocity will be 0, and then step by step the velocity increases, then V is greater than U. It is positive acceleration. Suppose that train is moving away from the platform. So these are the examples you can use for positive acceleration and negative acceleration. So on the basis of this, knowing the terms of these three, you can now write the equations of motion. Equations of motion. These are V is equal to U plus AT. This is first equation of motion. V is final velocity of the body. U is initial velocity of the body. A is acceleration. T is time. So that V is equal to U plus AT is first equation. Second equation of motion is S is equal to UT plus half AT square, A into T square. So this S is distance covered by the body. Third equation of motion is V square minus U square is equal to AS. These are the important equations of motion. Okay. So in classical mechanics or in quantum mechanics, or quantum mechanics, here and there we are using these equations of motion. Also here another one equation, two equations are there. One is S1 minus S2 divided by T. This is one equation of motion. Okay, it will cover now A. And similarly, another one called Sn U plus A by 2n minus 1. It will give us the distance covered by the body at the nth second of motion. So these are the some important equations of motion you must know in the mechanics. So that here what significance of those equations of motion you will understand once you know what are these symbols. What are these symbols? V is in final velocity, U is initial velocity, A is acceleration of the body, T is time taken, and S is distance covered by the body. Now, after this, you must know what is called acceleration due to gravity. What is the acceleration due to gravity? That is G. Acceleration due to gravity. All of you know this. What is value of acceleration due to gravity? That is 9.8, immediately will answer 9.8 meter per second square. But what is this meaning of this acceleration due to gravity? So whenever the body moving towards the surface of the earth falls towards the surface of the falls on the earth, falls on the surface of the earth. Why? Because the gravitational attraction, because of gravitational attraction, the earth is just like a magnet. It is just like a magnet, and therefore the object is attracting toward this and falls on the surface of the earth. The acceleration of the body, what happens now? Whenever it is moving towards the surface, the acceleration step by step increases. Correct? Because of attraction of the body, gravitational attraction of the earth, and therefore it is called acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. So therefore it is 9.8 meter per second square, standard value of G, that is acceleration due to gravity. So therefore whenever A is positive only when it is moving towards the surface of the earth. Now here A is acceleration, but it is equal to G. A is equal to G. Suppose if you substitute in the formula A is equal to plus G, then body, suppose when the body is moving towards surface of the earth, it is taken positive. And if it is moving away from the earth, A is equal to minus G in these equations. Okay, when A is moving away from the surface of the earth. And sometimes you can use that S to find the height. You can measure height of the building, height of the tower using these equations of motion. So these are the significance of these equations of motion, and you must know what is called G here. Then only here you can get some significance of this in different applications. Then on the basis of observation of motion of the body, Newton gave three important laws. These laws are called as Newton's laws of motion. Newton's laws of motion. So on the basis of observation, means the motion of the body is here studied, and on the study of those results of those studies here interpreted in the form of three laws of motion. First law of motion states that every body preserves state of rest, state of motion, unless it is compelled to change that state of rest and motion by external force. This is the first law of motion, Newton's first law of motion. Every body preserves its state of rest, state of motion, unless it is compelled to change that state of rest, motion by external force. So this first law of motion. So here two terms are defined by this first law of motion. One is inertia, another one is force. These two terms, physical quantities, were explained by first law of motion. So whenever the inertia if you take, it is the property of the body by virtue of which the body opposes any change in its state of rest or state of motion. So that is called inertia of the body. Correct? So that is called inertia. Whenever the body opposes state of rest or motion. Suppose that now person sitting in the bus. Now as soon as you are there, the bus is in the not in the motion, you are also in the state of rest. But as soon as the bus suddenly starts, the portion of the body in contact with bus will be suddenly in motion. So what happens? Remaining part will be fall back. Remaining part of the body will tries to go in the backward direction. So that is the reason why it is inertia property of the body. Similarly, if the moving bus stops suddenly, the portion of the body in contact with bus suddenly comes to rest, but remaining portion of the body will be in the forward motion. So therefore, that is property of the body, inertia. It will that property of the body by virtue of it try to remain in the state of rest or motion. Similarly, what is force here? It is that external agent acting on the body. Force is that external agent acting on the body which changes its state of rest or motion. Correct? Which changes state of rest or motion. Whenever the external agent acting on the body, it changes state of rest. Suppose this is the body. Now as I will apply force on this, it will move. This external agent I am applying on this. Then only it will move. Otherwise it will be in the state of rest. Similarly, we can give opposition to this motion of the body, then it will tries to come to the rest. So that is external agent, it is called, that is force. External agent. If you take now vehicle, as soon as you apply or press the accelerator, the vehicle moves. Vehicle is in the motion. Because you are applying force, external agent here. And as soon as now you want to stop that, when you want to stop that after applying brake. So the brake, what will it do? It will give opposing force to that body so that it will stop. So therefore this you must know what is force here, what is inertia here. These two terms are clearly understood by this first law of motion. First law of motion. Then second law of motion statement is that the rate of change of momentum of the body is directly proportional to the impressive force and takes place in the direction of force. The rate of change of momentum, rate of change of momentum of the body directly proportional to the force. Directly proportional to the force. So that is second law of motion and takes place in the direction of force. So what is here? This law use expression of physical quantity like momentum, and it also measures force. Not definition is given here by first law, but measurement is measurement of the force given by second law. So what is momentum? All of you know very well, it is product of mass and velocity. Mass and velocity, that is called linear momentum. Linear momentum. Or you can say that it is a m into v, mass into velocity. Product of mass and velocity. And momentum means quantity of motion associated with body. Okay, so that if you hit this small ball with big ball, the big ball will move but slightly. But whenever big ball, if you hit to the small ball, it will move faster. The velocity of the second ball depends upon mass of the first ball. So therefore, this product of mass and velocity. Then how it measures force? Force is equal to product of mass and acceleration. Product of mass and acceleration. So that is the two things explained by second law of motion. Okay, and you know very well now inertia is scalar quantity, force is a vector quantity, and what is the unit of force? SI unit of force is Newton. Newton, and here unit of momentum is kilogram into meter per second. Correct? So that you must know units of the physical quantities. You must know you what I told in previous class only. Make the list of all the physical quantities. Make the list of SI unit in front of them. So that it is required. Whenever it is required, you must know. You must be able to write the units of physical, all the physical quantities whenever it is required. Then third law of motion gives us the idea about means what is statement first of all are given. For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. For every action there is a equal and opposite reaction. So that is statement of third law, and expression of this third law of motion is not required because you know some space vehicles launching of rocket is based on third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion. So that all of you know very well. Will not explain much. So I am outlining all these things because it is just a revision, and if you know these laws, physical quantities properly, units of the physical quantities properly, then you can understand it. This year two topics are based on mechanics. One is classical mechanics in the paper 1. In the paper 2, quantum mechanics. These two papers, they are on the mechanics only. Therefore, you must know the basic definitions, concepts of the mechanics. Okay? I think in this class it is sufficient. You may just make revision of these things, whatever I told you now. And if you have any doubts, you can ask the questions by sending messages. Then next class again I will continue again introduction of mechanics only, because the study of mechanics is vast. If you understand the basic properly, you can understand the classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. So next class also I will continue with this introduction part of the mechanics.